If your child has been receiving birth to 3 services for a while, it can be hard to think about what comes next.
The first day I dropped Milo off at school, I cried.
I've never left him off these hours with anybody that I do not know.
How is my child going to be with them? Is he going to be okay?
No sabía cómo iba a reaccionar mi hijo dentro de la escuela.
He's been, by my side day one. And then having this diagnosis, I've kind of hugged him a little tighter.
What can you expect as you begin the transition process? What are the different steps? And how can you prepare yourself and your child?
As the child gets closer to being 2.5, we make a referral to the school district.
We reach out to the school district with the parents' permission, and we talk about the 2-step process that we have to help transition the family to the school district's responsibility.
We are going to help you build a good relationship with the next people. This is what's so important. Everything is about us all being able to communicate, being able to be on board for your child.
An early step in the transition process is what's called the transition meeting. This informal meeting allows families and school personnel to get to know each other and begin preparing for later steps.
The transition meeting takes place with the public school and the family and Birth to 3, and it is Birth to 3's meeting. So it is our responsibility to prepare a family properly for this meeting and what is going to happen, what is going to be discussed.
She prepared me to answer a lot of questions, prepared me for what was going to happen, and any question I had, she was right there. Any concern I had, she was right there.
We're a team, we're going to do this together. I'm here to help you, and we're going to do what we can to get that little person enrolled in the right program that's a good fit.
Families are able to make a choice about where to hold the transition meeting.
So when we had the transition meeting, we had 3 people come over to our house, and our service coordinator was there. It was really great because it was in my son's natural environment, so they got to see him play and interact with me there instead of me just explaining everything to them.
Our transition meeting we chose to hold at the public school. I went in very nervous to that meeting, but when we were there, the people were so warm. I was able to watch them interact with my child. I was able to see that they were really good people, which calmed my nerves.
The next step is the Planning and Placement Team Meeting, or the PPT. This meeting is held at the school.
That's the eligibility PPT. At that meeting, they will then either decide to accept some evaluations from Birth to 3 because they're current, or choose to do their own evaluations, or a combination of both of those.
You won't go by yourself. You'll have somebody that you know with you. So that's the easy part.
It is really our role to make sure the parent can really represent their child the best.
She did teach me to kind of be the lead voice there. When we met with the school system, I kind of knew what to expect and knew which questions to ask, so they really did help me prepare for that.
I had talked to my husband a bunch and discussed what we thought the school needed to know. So we literally went in with a checklist of things we wanted to talk about, and as we talked about them, we checked them off.
If you're a little nervous about it, bring a family member or friend, if nothing else, just to sit with you. They don't even have to say anything, but you as a parent have a legal right to bring whoever you would like to the PPT.
The second PPT meeting will determine whether a child is eligible for special education services.
That team, which includes the parents, and it also includes a representative from Birth to 3, if they find at PPT2, when they review the evaluations, that the child does have a disability and requires specialized instruction, then they'll design an individualized education program.
The Individualized Education Program, or IEP, describes the special education services an eligible child will receive.
IEPs are goals specifically for your child. And the goals should be what's driving the interaction with the staff and the child. So when the Birth to 3 folks are interacting with you, there are family goals. That's the whole thing. How can we help you? And when you get to the school, it is how can we help your child?
Well, we have kind of passed the baton, so I'm able to build a relationship with that family and provider so that I can better assist them with what the child's really going to need in that classroom, and what are some strengths and weaknesses. And I think it helps the classroom teacher also just pick up that baton and continue to have that great relationship.
We want your child to become independent, so that we are going to ask that, you take a little bit of a step back and let us kind of develop the relationship with your child on our own. And we'll reach out. Certainly, we want you to be a part of it, but the roles just shift a little bit.
If it is determined that your child is not eligible for special education services, your Birth to 3 provider can help connect you with other community-based services to help meet your child's needs.
And just because you're not eligible when you're 2 years, 9 months, or 3 years old, doesn't mean you're not going to want to call your school district 6 months later when something's changed. And if you form those relationships at a transition conference, I think it's a little bit easier.
Whether your child will be attending public school or another type of program, it's critical to prepare your child for the transition. This should include saying goodbye to your Birth to 3 providers and visiting the new school or program.
We prepared for the goodbyes. They made a picture book for Summer because we knew that she was going to miss them because she's seen them all the time.
So my advice for the families that I work with, that I know the child struggles with transitions, is social stories.
We take pictures of the staff, the room, so that the child gets the social story book prior to going to the preschool, and we go through the book with them. And when you're going to have Miss Jen, and she's going to read books to you, and build up that staff as well.
I would ask to kind of visit the new facility that your child is going to ahead of time to prepare them so they can meet their new teacher. It's a big change for a small child, and preparing them as much as you can, it really is key.
This transition will provide opportunities for both you and your child to meet people who can support your family in new ways.
When family do come in and we shake hands or say hi, and we say hi to the child, they get to sense that they're already wanted in the classroom. I think that's my role, to make sure that family feel as comfortable as they can in the classroom and welcome.
I will go over the daily routine, what usually happens in the classroom, and what our policies and procedures are. And then there's a lengthy amount of time for the parent just to ask questions, because it's my chance to get to know them better, their chance to get to know me and the program better, and for us to start establishing a trusting relationship.
One of the classroom teachers, who is actually his teacher still, she came out and played with him. And she just came and just played. She put no demands on him. And the principal came and popped her head in and just to say, hey, welcome. We're so happy to have him. We can't wait for him to start. I left there thinking, they love that kid already, So it was such a relieving experience when we walked out of there. I remember being able to breathe again.
I really feel like that peer engagement is going to be huge for him, and I'm very excited for that.
Honestly, just seeing her excel so much more than I could have pictured for her. With so many resources available and so much help available.
Comes happy home and learning and singing, and you can see in his face. And to me as a parent, that's the best feeling.
Ha mejorado su habla, su vocabulario, está agarrando muy bien, puede ser, yo creo que está agarrando muy bien el inglés y pues por otro lado el español también.
It put my son in a better place, and once you kind of realize that they're on your team and they're on your side to best help your child, it is a great success.
The day he went and got his own backpack, because I said, let's go to school. He went and got his backpack, and I said, okay, then he's all set. He loves school, so we did it right.